Mic check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Mic check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Good evening, everyone. If I could please ask everyone to be seated. My name is Danielle Manton. I'm the City Clerk and Presiding Officer for this evening's meeting. It's my great honor to welcome our members of Council-elect. Bear with us. They're joining us shortly. Okay, we'll try this one more time. It's my honor to welcome our new members of Cambridge City Council-elect. Please be seated. Welcome members of Cambridge City Council-elect, regional council members, other representatives, invited guests, dignitaries, and city staff, as well as members of the public to the City of Cambridge Council inaugural meeting for the council term of 2022 to 2026. As I call the meeting to order, I kindly ask for those that are able to stand for the singing of the national anthem that will be performed this evening by Amber Moraz-Niemla. Please stand if you may.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, our true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on
Thank you. Please be seated. I would now like to call forward the Honourable Madam Justice Patty A. Hardman for the declaration of office for each member of the new term of council and to share a few words with us this evening. Madam Justice.
I promise I won't sing. I want to thank very much Jan for inviting me once again to come here and participate with Cambridge Council. Cambridge has meant a great deal to myself and my family. We moved here in 1978, lived here till 2022. We've moved a little far away now, but we got in the car and drove here for this because the people of Cambridge are important to us. This is a phenomenal city. I also promised Jan that I wouldn't say anything nasty about her. And that's going to be really hard, but I'm not going to. I was really pleased to see a mix of people returning to council and new people, and it bodes well for what's going forward. I'm still sitting in the Ontario Court of Justice, and I can tell you that as times get tougher and tougher for people out there, the courts reflect it, and so will the calls this council gets from their constituents. These are rough times. And when I was talking to the council earlier, I think one of the important things is to make sure you develop some trust. People have pretty well given up on everybody. They feel that nobody is acting in their best interests, that there's a conspiracy about almost everything, and that no one's listening. And I know that this council is going to be up to the task to do that. And I wanted to say that the only thing I'm going to say about Jan, and certainly I've met the other councillor members a number of times, but Jan, when we first met, she was on a crusade of some kind. I can't remember what the important event was. That's right. And I can tell you this, that the first time I was in this council chambers was in fact exactly that. We had lived here about 3, 4, 5 weeks, and I got roped into fighting the East-West Expressway. Does anybody remember the East-West Expressway? Well, you've driven on part of it, the Canamera. Have you ever wondered why it dead ends at the YMCA? Yeah, no kidding. So anyway, of course, that was something I did before I was appointed to the bench and became non-political. But I want to tell you, I'm really grateful to be here with you. I know this council is going to do well for you. They're all motivated to work as a team, and you need to listen to them and support them and be the way you were with Doug Craig, I'm sure was. I see him sitting here. Nice to see him. There are many wonderful mayors that the city has had. And my very good friend who roped me into the East Expressway was Claudette Miller, a well-known name in this town. And we will miss her forever. So thank you very much. And now we're going to move on to getting these people to swear to do a good job. So first of all, we will have a declaration of office by the new mayor, Jan Liggett. And she has the oath in front of her and will read it.
I, Jan Liggett, have been elected to the office of mayor in the municipality of Cambridge. Do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or any improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III. And I make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously believing it to be true and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath.
Do you so swear?
I do.
Thank you. Then if you would please sign the document. All right, and now we'll proceed with the declaration by the councillors. I'm going to read it and then address each of the councillors and ask you if you will swear this oath. Having been elected to the office of councillor in the municipality of Cambridge, do solemnly promise and declare that you will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of your knowledge and ability. You have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or any improper manner. You will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. You will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty, King Charles III. You make this solemn promise and declaration conscientiously, believing it to be true, and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath. I will now call upon each of you to swear this oath by repeating "I swear" following the calling of your names. Ward 1, Donna Reed.
I so swear.
Thank you. If you would execute the document in front of you. Ward 2, Mike Devine.
I so swear. Michael David Devine.
Corey Kimson.
I so swear.
Ross Earnshaw.
I so swear.
We better be able to depend on him. He's a former lawyer. Sherry Roberts, Ward 5.
I so swear.
Ward 6, Adam Cooper.
I so swear.
Ward 7, Scott Hamilton.
I so swear.
And last but not least, Nicholas Ermetta from Ward 8.
I so swear.
Thank you. If you would sign your declarations, you also have a code of conduct form there to sign to agree to abide by that code. I understand the code of conduct is so large it would take us forever to read it, so we won't. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Justice Hardman. It is now my honor to invite David Calder, City Manager, to present the chain of office and gavel to Mayor Liggett.
Anybody who wants to take pictures, now's a good time to come up a little closer. Yes.
Do you want to go to the podium or the mic? As soon as it goes red, you're doing.
Is it on? Oh, good, it is on. Wow, who would have ever thought, guys? Wow, amazing. I want to welcome all of you here this evening, family, friends, interested members of the community who came to bear witness to our oaths, public officials, staff, and the media. We are as excited to have you here as you are to be here. I most importantly want to thank the people of this community who place their trust and faith in me and the rest of council to lead this community in a new direction. I would like to take this time to acknowledge Councillor Nathan Wright of Six Nations. Okay, welcome. As some of you know, I wanted my first official meeting as mayor to be with Mark Hill, Chief of Six Nations, one of our closest neighbors, for we have a shared responsibility to this earth and its creatures. We can only do that by walking the path together as partners in stewarding this land. Our meeting was one of much laughter and understanding. Thank you, Councillor Wright, for honoring this council with your presence, and welcome. Niawa. While we have monumental tasks to work through this term of council, we have the good fortune of having more than half of council, myself included, being brand new to our roles. This year, the people of Cambridge gave us a gift through the election process. They gave us something different than in the past, the opportunity to truly start fresh with a diverse and dynamic group of people forming council. I am so looking forward to serving the community alongside them. Thanks, guys. With that fresh start tonight, I am equally pleased to announce that Karen Pepper has been promoted to the position of Director, Office of Mayor and Council Operations and Initiatives. Karen, who has worked in our office for 10 years, has accepted this challenging of managing a spirited herd of cats. She is highly qualified and brings a wealth of knowledge, history, and experience to her new role and is up to that challenge, and I have no doubt of that. I have paired each counselor with one who has some experience. My decision to do so is so that the more experienced ones will be able to provide guidance and mentoring, and in return, the newer members can share their fresh way of looking at things. I know the newly elected council is already willing to take up the opportunity and be inspired. With a positive mindset, we can overcome the tasks we are faced with and together find the best solutions. But we must each continue to be willing to expand beyond the echo chambers we have found ourselves in recent years. With that direction and strong structure, we can't help but succeed. A critical component to our success will be collaboration. This council will be empowered through the actions I intend to take. All members of council will be given the opportunity to attend and participate in anything I am able to share with them equitably. Under my leadership, their participation will be invited and welcome. It's exciting that this new term, should coincide with the 50th anniversary of Cambridge becoming a city. 50 years ago, that's amazing. I have long thought that we have lost the spirit of our community. The loss of volunteers through apathy, time available, attrition, or feeling unappreciated. Your community needs you back. For those who are currently volunteering, thank you for your continued service, and those who have not yet offered up your time, I promise you, your community will be that much richer with your participation, so please consider volunteering. High schools have a rah-rah section to build the spirit of teams and students. I challenge the rah-rah teams of our community to endeavor to create events over the coming months. Neighborhood associations, service clubs, and yes, you, Rotary, Kiwanis, Lions, Kins, each school, elementary, high school, or private, cultural communities, legions, places of worship, city staff, sports groups, create a celebration and share with the rest of us. Anyone with thoughts, please reach out to our newly formed Cambridge Anniversary Committee on what ideas you may wish to contribute for this next wonderful year. If I may, I would like to quote, "Much has been written about the eroding civility of our society. This issue started long before COVID-19. However, the entrenched silos of social media and the isolation caused by digital technology have turned this trend into a full-blown social recession." Now there's a new phrase to wrap our heads around. You'll be hearing a lot of that in the coming years. A social recession is marked by a prolonged period, growing loneliness, isolation, and suspicion of people outside of our immediate social circles. This social recession has reached levels that are harmful to our mental health, communities, democracy, and the resilience of the human spirit, that source of much-needed creativity, inclusion, tolerance, and invention that grows out of optimism and joy. Cities have always been the habitat of the human spirit, and they can become the antidote to the effects of social recession if we start treating infrastructure for the human spirit as an important community objective. This is a critical time for those involved in city building to aim higher. I have thought a lot about this over the past couple of years, and it is something I spoke frequently about during my campaign. I was excited recently to find there are others who feel the same way. Sometimes we elected officials get bogged down in the day-to-day business of creating policies and directing staff and furthering the city agenda. We lose sight of the role we should be playing in uplifting our community. That last statement is a strong one. This is a critical time for those involved in city building to aim higher. Community engagement must be reestablished as a normal, expected, and healthy function of public discourse and municipal decision-making in Cambridge. We must rediscover the spirit and substance of listening and hearing from each other, the satisfaction and joy of acting as a unified and informed community. One of my main goals over the next 4 years, as stated during my campaign, will be jointly with this council to succeed in lobbying the provincial government for rehab, detox, and mental health facilities. Those living with addictions need free, repeated as often as necessary, long-term access to rehab and detox. That is where money is best spent and lives can be saved. There is an urgent need for mandatory treatment through the courts. I will be asking for more visible policing to heighten a sense of security and safety, safe downtowns. This is all part of the eroding of civil society, the breakdown of structure in the lives of the untethered. I want to bring to them the same joy and optimism of human spirit that every one of us needs. We can achieve this if we put our efforts of city building together as an important joint community objective over the next 4 years. Another example of aiming higher. Transparency, consultation, and accountability, protection of the environment, economic growth and innovation, development that respects our unique assets, preserving our built and natural heritage, and advocating for the housing needs of local residents are all honorable goals for this term. But in order to climb to dizzying heights of achievement, the children of this community must be first and foremost in our minds in all that we do. Cities, rather than institutions, are going to be the instrument that will reverse the negative effects of the social recession. Prioritizing infrastructure for the human spirit will support cities in this important cause and make them more prosperous, resilient, and sustainable, impacting how citizens feel, behave, and grow. This will be the core tenet of my term as mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Liggett. On behalf of Cambridge City Council, thank you for attending this evening's inaugural meeting. We now bring this meeting to a close. Thank you.